What's going on, my dudes? Welcome to Work in Progress, the video series where I document my studio practice as a full-time gallery artist while showing you what it takes to get here and stay here along the way. Bros, today was a pretty amazing day of painting. For the last month, probably, just about the last month, I've been documenting everything leading up to my forthcoming show with Unit London. It's going to be my fourth show, I think. Yeah, not third. My fourth show with Unit London. And so I've been documenting everything leading up to the show, everything that goes into it, from the production of the work to now, last couple of videos was like the marketing stuff with the photo shoot. And my hope for this particular thing is just to give you guys a good idea of what goes into producing a body of work and getting it to the gallery, and from creation to exhibition and everything in between. And I am kind of at the tail end now of the production side. I've still got a couple more pieces to make, but we're definitely over. We've got the 5x6 footers done, which that was like the big hill to get done. So we got 3 of those done, and I think I'm good with that. And now we're going to be working on some 3x4 footers, 48x36. But today, man, I needed a little bit of variety, brother. I needed to switch up the game a little bit, and that's not uncommon for me. And one of the things that I had said a couple videos ago was that I was gonna kind of hold back on the abstracts, on the experiments, on the plein air painting, on the research stuff, so that I could double down on work for this show. Well, brothers, I lied. Today I started working on a small piece that I was very excited about, and kind of just exploring this. Well, you know what? Let's get into it. Let's show you guys what I got done for today, and then we'll have a bit of an explanation. Whoop. So this part is not a time lapse. Go figure. How about that? And this is one of the 3x4 footers that I stretched, and I normally stretch them pretty loose because I don't want the framers or the stretchers on the gallery's end to be struggling, pulling the freaking thing to line up the line of where the paint is with the lip of the canvas. I usually stretch them pretty loose, and then I go in and I do this water trick where you spray the back with water and it tightens up real nice. And I do that as just a way to kind of be considerate of the people that are going to be re-stretching these, because they get shipped rolled. I roll them up in a big roll, and then when they get to the gallery, they stretch them over there. And so my aim for this is basically to make anybody that's on the receiving end of these have as easy of a job as possible when it comes to the stretching side. Now, if I had gone and stretched it real tight and then unstretched it and rolled it, when they get it on their end, what happens is it's like they have to really be tugging at all the ends and pulling it and making sure that everything lines up, because obviously the paint only goes to a certain point, because I don't normally paint the sides of the canvas. And so the framer, the stretcher, what they would have to do is make sure that it's perfectly lined up with the edge, and otherwise you just see little white bits from the side. And kind of keeping the canvas a little bit on the looser side is one way of guaranteeing that they'll have the kind of room that they need to just go ahead and stretch it. And so with this, it's taut because of the water, but when they get it on their end, they'll be able to stretch it, and the blue or the background color will go past the lip just a little bit, and that's okay. That's kind of what I want. And now I'm doing the projection side of it, and man, it kind of just made me realize how like I don't really have a good system for these mid-sized paintings because I don't work on them. I normally don't work on mid-sized work. The smaller ones, they just get stapled up, and I guess I could have just done the same with these, but as you can see, it's kind of like a wonky process. Like I don't own an easel, which is kind of weird for an artist to say, but I don't own an easel, and I don't really plan on it either. What I do have on the back of these is like a cleat, and then there's a bit on the wall. There's the other end of it on the wall, and so what I do is I just hang it like that, but it's technically like a hanging system for finished work. And this is obviously a landscape orientation painting, and here you can see it hung up, but it's hung up vertically because the cleat is on the on one of the ends that's vertical. And yeah, I could have changed it, but then it would have been kind of overlapping onto this other painting here. And because we just did that Nike logo and the Wilson logo on the racket, the paint is still very fresh, and I don't want it to to have any, I don't want it to smudge or anything like that. If I were to remove it from the wall and then it folds over itself, yada yada, who wants any of that kind of stuff, brother? Not me. So I'm here just working on the background for this one for today, and I'm outlining everything as I normally have, and just kind of working it in like that. And we're using our Severs blue again from Williamsburg, and it's a very beautiful color, man. I mean, you can see just straight out of the tube, gorgeous blue. But so tomorrow's workload should be getting to work on the figure and all that stuff, but today we reserved it for the background, and then I got into some other stuff. So I generated some images of like gym bros like eating fucking rotisserie chicken in the middle of the gym, just stuffing their face. And yeah, man, I've kind of recently had this desire to kind of start making paintings about like kind of gym culture and stuff. And I was talking to my friend Hannah about it, and one of the insights that she kind of gave me was kind of like, because I'm thinking a lot about like the influencer culture, especially within the gym stuff. We think about like Rich Piana, we think about like people like that. And one of the things Hannah was pointing out is that it's got a very like kind of late stage capitalism kind of vibe to it, because all of these dudes are like on crazy amounts of gear, and it's kind of for the purpose of obviously making the gains, bro, but also like to earn a living, dude, to be able to like get your IFBB Pro card and all that stuff and earn a living. And obviously like none of those guys are like natty, unless you're Mike O'Hearn, of course. But it's kind of like, I don't know, like there's some interesting kind of like contradictions within it. The idea that it's sort of like a health and wellness pursuit, but then the sort of extremes that you go to are very not healthy. Like the amount of gear that they're on and all that kind of like crazy shit. And it's just like, yeah, like I'm starting to kind of, pull apart this concept still, but it also kind of seems very like the antithesis almost, but also parallel to the gaming setup paintings that I did. And here, whereas like in the gaming setups, it's like no figures. This is like all about the figure and the physique and the kind of like extremes that you'll go to build this perfect thing, and how precarious even that can be, within the physical body, because of everything that it takes to maintain it. Like obviously all of the eating that you have to do, and depending on what level you get to, like the fucking gear and all that. So yeah, man, that's kind of one thing that I've been thinking about, and I think it might be an interesting thing to do like a painting of, or I forgot the other guy's name, but he's the guy that does like the it's like really crazy, and just like other influencers in general, like in the health and wellness space. Maybe Michael Hearn. I think it'd be dope to do like a painting of Rich Piana at some point too. So I'm kind of pulling apart these ideas, but also trying to like find a kind of humorous angle. So like the chicken thing, and yeah, man, that's kind of something that I'm really excited about right now. And I think, I don't know if it's going to be like my next whatever. I'm also working in, you know, abstraction. I'm working towards like building a language there. I'm working towards building a language with the landscapes. And but this is like something that's really got my attention. So yeah, man, I wanted to share that with you guys. I hope you like the, you know, this is only day one on this painting. It's not finished yet. I've got to obviously add more to it and flesh it out a little bit more, but I'm going to be kind of doing that in the background as I work on these other paintings for the show, because at this point I already, you know, the biggest part of the show is done, and I'm kind of moving forward and starting to kind of think about what's next. And that's something that I think is a good takeaway for today, which is like, when you're finishing one body of work, it's a good idea to start thinking about the next one and to start thinking about new ideas. And that just kind of keeps you excited, and it keeps your momentum going for the next thing. So yeah, man, that's pretty much it for today. I appreciate your attention. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.